Right, everyone, it has been here, and welcome to my Nations League quarter-final predictions, where today we've got 4 fantastic games to talk about, with the likes of Spain versus Netherlands, a replay of the 2010 World Cup final, Croatia versus France, a replay of the 2018 final, Denmark versus Portugal, and Italy versus Germany, a replay of the 1982 final. Now, of course, it is so interesting to have international football to talk about once again, and it is a good feeling, even if it is the Nations League, which is like that funky uncle you forget ever existed, but shows up every Christmas. And hey, he's got some pretty decent candy in his pockets, so you know what, we'll keep it around for now.
It's a bit of a weird analogy.
But jokes aside, I'm looking really forward to these 4 games, as I said they are 4 fantastic fixtures, and you know the drill. Let me know in the comment section down below what your predictions for these 4 games are. But jumping into our first fixture, we've got Spain versus Netherlands. Now, of course, Netherlands, they've kind of grown that legacy over the years of kind of making it to competition finals. Obviously, they won the Euros. But other than that, I mean, they come runners-up in multiple World Cups. They've been a runner-up in the Nations League. And they just don't seem to have that finishing edge to take home the silverware. Now, of course, looking at Spain, they are going to be very difficult to take down. Obviously, they are the current Nations League champions, they are the current Euro champions, and with the young talent they have in their team, they really have potential to dominate world football over the next 10 years. I mean, we saw in the most recent Euros with the likes of Nico Williams and Lamine Yamal up front. Obviously, they've got Kobasi in defense, and I mean, you could look at any position. And if you take their top player out, they've almost got another exciting youngster kind of ready to step in. They are a deadly force to be reckoned with.
That is bloody lovely.
And of course, looking at both teams so far in the Nations League, I believe both teams have similar goals scored at the moment. I think they've both scored 13, although Spain was slightly better off defensively, conceding 4, while Netherlands did concede 7. At the end of the day, if you had to look at this purely statistically, you have to back Spain here, and that's exactly what I'm going to do, because not just statistically, but just watching this team. They are a well-oiled machine that are incredibly difficult to take down defensively, and on the attacking front, really maneuver and create anything. This is a very exciting Spanish national team, and I do think Netherlands will struggle here. Yes, obviously they've got a lot of young talent of their own, and they've got a lot of experienced veterans. I mean, you look at the likes of Virgil van Dijk, and to be honest with you, if he ends up winning the Premier League title with Liverpool as their captain, and if he can go all the way in the Nations League, he is a sure shout for the top 5 of the Ballon d'Or this year. Obviously, they've got a lot of experience, a lot of youth, although a lot of their crucial players over the years, like the likes of Memphis Depay, has fallen off a tiny bit, obviously playing for Corinthians at the moment.
He was special.
But ultimately, I still think Netherlands can give it a really solid go. But if I had to base this as an overall fixture, which obviously someone has to win it, I have to back the Spanish national team here. I think they'll go through to the semi-finals. Before we jump into our next game, if you are looking to bet on any of these games or any other sporting events, make sure to check out Mega Parry, where if you use my promo code FIN to register, you can get a 200% welcome bonus. It is obviously a huge support for this channel, and hey, I want to help you guys out too. But jumping into our next quarterfinal, it is France versus Croatia. Now, of course, many people jumping straight into this fixture will have a clear and obvious favorite, and it is hard to deny that. Obviously, looking at France in terms of the Nations League so far, have been a far better team. They've scored 4 more goals than Croatia so far. They've conceded 2 less. Overall, they just are a better team when it comes to individuals, and obviously in terms of overall quality. Saying that, looking at Croatia over the last 10 years of football, their impact has been absolutely incredible, reaching a World Cup final, but obviously they lost that final to France. They've gotten 3rd place at a World Cup. Obviously in the most recent Euros, they were put in an incredibly difficult group, so you can't really fault them there for not performing too much.
I prefer really not to speak.
But at the end of the day, looking at Croatia, I mean, they are still so full of quality. They've obviously got the likes of the nearly 40-year-old Luka Modric in their midfield, who is still running like an absolute engine and has showed that on occasion for Real Madrid so far this season. But as much as you can kind of look and pick the individuals who are full of so much talent in Croatia, looking at France, it is hard to deny how much quality they still have.
Perfect. Everything, down to the last minute details.
Obviously, they didn't do so well in recent international breaks, obviously leaving out the likes of Kylian Mbappe. But as the season has gone on, the French captain has picked up on form, and he is really looking solid at the moment. And with him being reintroduced to this French international team, I can only imagine France taking this, and it would be a massive shock if they underdelivered here. Obviously, in the most recent Euros, they really struggled when it came to chance creation, and especially scoring goals from open play. But versus Croatia, this time around, I think they've got some exciting players players in their team, and I really would be surprised if they didn't take this one home. For our third quarterfinal, it is Denmark versus Portugal. Now, of course, Portugal, a team that has won this competition before, and many people would see them as the strong favourites in this fixture. I don't think we can sleep on Denmark. I think both teams defensively have been really solid throughout the competition. Both have only conceded 5 so far. Denmark have picked up 3 clean sheets along the way. We cannot underestimate their defensive ability, but it is looking at Portugal over the last few years. No, they were not great in the last Euros, but defensively throughout qualifier campaigns, they were super solid and really difficult to break through. In terms of attack, they've got an endless supply of attacking talent. Even a 40-year-old Cristiano Ronaldo is still banging in goals for fun.
This motherfucker don't miss.
Where I am worried about Denmark's attacking ability, because Rasmus Højlund, a player who was seriously scoring for them a year or two ago, has really dried up. But
Trying to stop Drogba getting himself into further trouble.
But you know what, playing for Manchester United as a United fan, I'll say it can do it to you. At the end of the day, Rasmus Højlund needs to find his confidence again somewhere, because in my opinion, that is the only way Denmark are going to make it through here. At the end of the day, Denmark, a lot of talent in their team, but this is not going to be easy for them, because this Portugal team, if I had to say individually, player by player, and on their day when they do play well as a team, the deadliest nation in the entire world. This is a Portugal national team that could easily win this competition, where I don't know if I could say the same against Denmark. If I had to be realistic and I had to be honest here, I'm giving this one to Portugal. And finally, that takes us to Germany versus Italy. Now, what a monstrous fixture this is, as we've got 2 absolute football giants. Now, looking at Germany, they've really built their team quite well over the last few years, and we saw that when they were the hosts of the most recent Euros. Unfortunately, not making it as far as I was hoping them to, but obviously they lost to the eventual winners, Spain. Where if you look at the likes of Italy, as a nation, I never know what to predict from them.
Sometimes maybe good, sometimes maybe shit.
I mean, they'll go from winning the Euros to not qualifying for the next World Cup to underperforming in another competition. I do think that they are hindered by some of their players in terms of some of the moves they made in their careers, but saying that there is still a lot of talent in this Italian national team. And looking at the Italian league, where majority of their best players do still play at the moment, it's been a very competitive league over the last few years, and it is high quality in my opinion. But at the end of the day, look at these 2 nations, I have to give this one to Germany. Just as a whole, once again, like a Portugal, for example, or like a Spain, they are filled with so much exciting youth, but yet their vast older experience could seriously carry the team.
I play a lot of Fortnite.
Now, once again, they aren't kind of their golden generation, but much like Spain, I could see them over the years really adapt to one of the powerhouses, and not just European football, but world football as a whole. But of course, ladies and gentlemen, that is it for my Nations League quarterfinal predictions. As I said, 4 fantastic games. Don't forget to put your predictions in the comment section down below. And hey, you know what? It's fun. Let me know what predictions you think I'll get wrong anyway. But guys, this has been Finn, FYWN. Don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe. It helps the channel out massively. And I'll see you all very, very soon. Cheers. Bye.